Hello and welcome. Let's continue. Let me quickly run the server. npm start. I want us to write the login, this login page. I want us to develop it and write it. So first of all, let's do npm start, so that we can see how our website is looking at now before I start writing it. And I told you that you can simply write simple HTML here and it will come to pass. Remember, I told you that whenever you want to bring out a component, you just do RACF. That RACF will work if we have what we call ES7 React Redux snippet extension. EX7 React Redux snippet extension. I told you how to install extension the other time. You click on this extension, you will see a search bar. You just type in ES7 React Redux snippet, install it, so that once you give small commands like RACF, it will populate the snippet for you, so that you don't have to be typing all this by yourself. So that extension is very, very useful. Okay, so our development server is starting now. So our app is going to show here now. Let me clean up this first one. So it's going to show here. So I want us to add a login page, so that we'll see how we can actually physically bring in a login page. So I'm going to be coding this from scratch. So I would like you to follow up as I code it, and you will learn. And that is how you're going to be bringing in other components that you want. If you want to bring in a register, that's the same way you bring in a register component. If you want to bring in a navbar, the same way. So what you simply do is that you just come inside this return method. That's where you put your HTML. You can see this is pure HTML. HTML inside JavaScript is simply known as GSS, and you can see this is the website, my navbar and landing section. Those are the only two things that are put inside the parent app.js. This is the app.js. You can see I have only navbar and landing. So I'm going to be bringing in the other ones, the register and login, but I'll bring in login first. So let me quickly code login. Okay, before I start coding login, let me bring it in. So let me go to the app.js, just the same thing I have here. You can just copy it, come down here and put it. Okay, no, this is what I copied. Copy, then I'll put it here. So in place of landing, I can just say login, because I want to bring in the real login now. Control S. So it's gonna break, but I have to import it as well. If you don't import it, it will break. So I'm gonna just copy this, because it's the same thing. So in place of landing, I'm gonna just have login, because login is one I want to bring. Under component, you see, it's not inside layout, it's inside auth. So I'm gonna have auth, then here I'm gonna have login. Control S to save. So you see it's working now. So if I go back here, you can see I now have login form here. But this login form, I don't just want to have a login form, I want to have the real code. So that's what I will be trying to do here. So I'll get back to login. So let me write a code that will really bring in a form here. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna clean up this, and I'm gonna start with h1. Let me just leave it at h2. So instead of login form, I'm gonna have here sign in. Okay, that's the first thing I have. Then I'm gonna have a p tag. Then inside the p tag, I'll simply have sign into your account. You can see that this is just basic HTML that I'm writing. Then I'm gonna have a form. We always use form to log in. and this form is going to have if you want to style it, it can have class name instead of class. I hope you know, instead of class, what you use in React is class name. It's going to have class name, and this class name is going to be let's call it class name. Let's just call it form for now, but we've not styled it yet though, because we don't have CSS for this now. So it's gonna have an on submit, so that whenever you submit it, you want it to do something. So it's gonna have on submit, but we've not written the on submit function yet. So since we've not written it yet, let me just not have it. Let me just not have it, since we've not written any code like that yet. So when you come down now, inside the form, let's have a div. Let's have a div that will contain everything. So inside this div, let's have an input. We all know what an input is. If you want to have something where you can put type in something. So we have input, and that input is gonna be of input type. This is just normal HTML. Input type, you all know input type text, input type text area, but this one we're going to have input type email. We want to be able to use email to log in, so input type email, that's what we're having. So once you write that, we can also have a placeholder, and the placeholder is going to have the value of email address. So that's the value. Please make sure you put equal to this input type. You have to put equal to here. Okay, so the placeholder is going to have the value of address. Then name, since you are connecting it to database, make sure you add name, and the name is going to be very simple, email. So that's what you are having. So that's the input field. I just brought in an input field, so you can put value, you can put on change or any other thing you want, but I'm not going to put any of those. So I'm going to close off this by closing it up like this. So with this, I have my input closed off. So if I do Ctrl S to save, it will arrange this for me. Okay, having div here. So let me check out where my errors are. So I started off this div here, so I'm supposed to close it down here. Okay, it's closed. Then after the div, I have h1, p, and then form. So this form, I'm supposed to close it off here, so it's closed off. Then I have another div, and I closed it off. Okay, so I think this is okay. So this quote, make sure you remove it here and put it here. This is where it should be. Yeah, so there's no error again. So I'm gonna just Ctrl S to save. So you see that I just brought in an input. So if you go back to your text, you see I'm having an input here. This is what I have: sign into your account, and the input type text. So that's how you bring in stuffs. It's very, very simple. So I'm not going to bring only the email, so I'm going to have other things like password and other things. So I'll have to bring them in. So I can simply copy this very one. I can simply copy this div, copy, and I'll come down here, Ctrl V to paste it another div. So instead of type email, I'm going to have type password. If I want to have password, type password, placeholder, email address. So So placeholder is going to change to password. So I have password. Then name is also going to change to password. So you see the way we bring all this in is very simple. So this is what I have now. So I can simply say Ctrl S to save. Once you save it, if you get back, you see, okay, you see password is now added. So you have email and we have password. So this is the way you bring in using JXS. You can bring in your HTML into your React. I'm going to be stopping here. So I want you to use this same method to populate both your navbar, your landing page and everything, and get them inside your app.js. You know, once you did not import it here, it will not show up in the browser. So having done this now, I'm going to quickly push this to GitHub so that I'll have it there. So I'll do Ctrl C to stop the server first. So once the server is stopped, I can now say git checkout. I want to create the branch git checkout B, and the branch I'm creating is it's a feature, git checkout B feature, and that feature is what? Login page. That's what I worked on. So having created this, I'm gonna say git add all. This is the routine thing that I do all the time. So having added, I'm gonna commit. So I will use the arrow key to fetch my commit. Okay, so this is the commit. So I'm gonna simply go back. It's a feature, and the feature is a login page, not register this time around. So I'm gonna just change this to login page. So I'm gonna also change anywhere I have register. I'm gonna simply change it to login. So I'm gonna simply say created login component, because that's what I created, login component. I'll also leave it as starts. So I'll press the enter key so that this commit will be made. Yeah, the commit is made. So I'm gonna push this to GitHub immediately. So this is git push. So I'm gonna simply change this to login page, and also ft login page. So with that, I can push to GitHub, so that inside my GitHub now I'll be having a fully developed login. But it's not yet done. My login page is not complete. I'm supposed to have a submit button. If you look here, we are supposed to have a submit button, so that once you put your email and password, you can click on submit so that you can get logged in. But this is the basic way of creating React components, and I wish you know that, so that you can simply do your own. Apart from having the components like here in my login, we are going to be using Redux as the state manager to put in a whole lot of things. So take note, I'm going to be this place we are going to be putting the Redux and other things. That's in subsequent classes, but I want you to understand how we can simply put in some form elements, and that's what we've been able to do. So if you go back to my GitHub under teamwork frontend, I should be able to see what I just pushed. Okay, you can see it here. So I'll click on it so that I'll merge it and create a pull request and merge it. I'm gonna remove this and also this, and I click on create pull request, and I click on merge pull request and confirm merge. So once you confirm merge, everything is already merged into your folder. So if I click on teamwork front end again, so I have everything merged here, and everything is also working perfectly on this other side. So we have our login for sign-in form now, though it's not complete, but I want you to know how you can do it. So that's where we're going to be stopping. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button immediately. Click the bell icon so that any time I release any video, you'll be the first to see it. Thank you and God bless you.